ribbon I chose, because it's just going to be a neutral wreath, I'm going to go with some burlaps. So I've got a wide number 40, which is kind of a faux burlap, a true burlap number 9, and then this is a printed that's really pretty. So I thought we would use these to make us a pretty bow. So I'm going to start out with my printed first, and I am just going to make several loops. Five loops to be exact. I'm going to make 3 on one side, 2 on the other, and I'm going to leave my tails hanging down. Okay, just like that. Next I'm going to come in with my burlap, which just gives us another texture. So it's kind of a coarse burlap. This has actually been spliced together here, so that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to catch it there and start my loops, and I'll just leave that tail long, and I'll just cut it as I need to. Okay. And then next we're going to come in with our number 40 ribbon. It's another burlap type. And I am just going to leave those tails long. You can always cut the tails. I always leave them longer than I probably need to. And then I can just cut those to the length that I would like them. All right. Take a florist wire, and I've left this one long. I'm going to lay it right up underneath my thumb that's holding those ribbons together, bend them, and put them between these 2 fingers here. I'm going to use this pointer finger and push tight and tie that bow tight. Next I'm going to fluff my bow, and I'm just taking those streamers or loops. They're not the streamers, they're the loops. And I'm just kind of pulling and twisting. Now, with me doing that, I'm holding this wire so that I'm not going to pull this ribbon apart. You know, sometimes if you don't get that wire tight enough, you'll pull those loops loose, and that isn't what I want to do. So I'm going to kick my ribbon over to the side. I'll pick those up in a minute. I'm going to take this bow, and I am going to tie it right into my wreath. So I'm just pushing that wire right into that wreath, and I am going to pull it really tightly on the back side. There we go. Next I'm going to come in with, I still have some pretty greenery we can add, but let's add our flowers next. So my thoughts are neutral. Let's go with whites. Whites you can never mess up. It's not going to really, it'll go through all seasons, in my opinion. And the client said, I just want it pretty, Monty. It doesn't matter. Just make it pretty. So I thought white works perfect. So I've got some white hydrangeas, some white roses, some ivory mums, or kind of a dahlia is what it looks like. And then what else? We had these pretty mums, or dahlias. I'm not sure. But I thought these were really pretty too. I love this little texture. Kind of a pretty little texture. So we'll tuck a few of those in. I'm going to start out with the hydrangea, I believe. So I'm going to cut it kind of short. And I'm going to tuck it kind of deep down in there. Right in there, I think. I'm popping it with some glue. I'm just dipping it right down into that glue pan. And I'm just going to nestle it right into that ribbon right there. I'm going to take one more. And I'm going to use this foliage too. So never throw your foliage away. When you're working with artificial flowers, save all that foliage. Because you can use this foliage in other things. I can tuck it in this wreath, give us another color, another texture. So save your artificial foliage when working with artificial flowers. Even if you don't use it in this project, you may use it in another. So save your foliage. I took that hydrangea and cut that stem pretty short. I'm dipping it right into that glue. Next, we're gonna come in with these pretty white roses. So these are, it's got one open bloom, and then a couple little buds, which I think are lovely. So I'm gonna take my snips and we're gonna nestle that open bloom and then take our buds and hit it here. So this wreath doesn't need lots, I don't think. I think that sometimes less is better. If you watch me design though, you always, I'm sure you think, yeah, Monty says less is better and she always puts more. Just kind of depends on the project. I'm gonna dip this one. I'm gonna leave this stem pretty long. And we're gonna come down on the base of, right across the bottom of this square. And I'm just tucking that right down in deep. Okay. I think we can come up here with another one of those roses, and I might leave this one completely together and tuck it here. So I'm just going to take it and snip it. Remove any tags that might be on the flower. Dip it really well into the glue. And I'm just going to pull back this bow and nestle this flower right down in behind that ribbon. Next, we're going to come in with some of these large, I think they're mum. It's a mum is what the tag says. I'm going to tuck some of these in. I like that this is kind of an ivory color. I like that it's a little different than the white. And we're going to nestle some of these mums down into our wreath. And I love different textures too. Different textures are so nice. And then we have these smaller little flowers, and we're going to tuck a few of those in. And it's just another texture, basically. It's just another texture that we're tucking in. It's still all in the same color scheme, all in the same palette, but gives us another texture, which is really nice. Now, if you're new to wreath making, you do not have to hit that glue first. Like I go ahead and dip and stick and dip and stick. If you need to place your flowers first, absolutely place your flowers first and then come back and glue them into place. That works perfect and you can't mess it up that way. So if you feel more confident doing it that way, go right ahead. Next, I'm going to come in with some of this pretty foliage. I'm going to give it some wisp here because it's looking kind of boxed off there, and I don't want that at all. And so we're going to see about fixing it with this foliage. If we can't fix it with that foliage, we're going to put us another flower up there. You don't ever want a wreath to be too tall though, because if it's too tall, it's going to hit the top of the door, and so you don't ever want it too tall. So we're going to try it with some of this fern foliage, which is so pretty. And like I said, it's another texture. It gives us another pretty texture. But always step back from your creation, look at it, and take your time. You don't have to be in a rush. Take your time, make sure it looks like what you want it to. And the wonderful part about artificial flowers is they can be changed. You know, you can always work with it and twist and turn, and it can be adjusted, which is always nice. Is that got in place? I am going to turn this around, and I'm going to be sure to zip tie any of these loose stems into the wreath, because like I said, it doesn't have a whole lot of place to grip to when you're tucking that glue in. I do like that fern. So here's our finished design. What we did was we started with that mesh, we added ribbon, our greenery, and our flowers. Now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna be sure to zip tie every one of the flowers in place. I want to make sure that this is going to hold up for our client because we're gonna ship it to Texas. I do want to invite you, as soon as we get it ready, we are working on a website so that you are able to order wreaths. We will have wreaths there for sale. We will also make custom wreaths for you. So if anyone's interested in that, be on the lookout for that new website. If you like this video, please be sure to subscribe down below. Hit that little bell and it'll tell you every time we put up a new video. You can also check us out over on Facebook. Guys, I hope you have a great day and we'll see you real soon.